Oh, hey folks. I wanted to give you a quick intro on this short video about the 4x4 exhaust system and the situation that occurred in regards to shipping it. This is a UPS complaint, essentially, UPS criticism, and has nothing to do with Z1 Parts Incorporated in California. I just wanted to show you what we, meaning myself and Z1 Parts, had to deal with in regards to the way this was shipped. I think you're going to find this very interesting. The conclusions and hypothesis and opinions in this video are mine alone and nobody else's. So I just want to say that up front. All right. So this will give you, again, an overview of that whole situation. The other video about the bike itself has the detailed video on the installation, or I should say unpacking, installation, and how that 4x4 exhaust system sounds. So I hope you get something out of this. Let's roll that tape. I tell you what, folks, it's been a pretty interesting last few weeks. Yeah, that's the last clips I shot of the KZ900 was, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I've been wanting to get this video done and uploaded for a while now. And circumstances got in the way. And I'm going to show you what those are and what the resolution, they were essentially problems, what those resolutions were. But you know what, I got an idea. I'm going to do this in the form of a quiz. Yeah, I got a quiz for you. I'm going to show you something and then you pick the correct answer to the quiz based on what I show you. Let's get right to that. The quiz goes like this. In each of these two rather large boxes is a KZ900 reproduction 4x4 exhaust system. Now the question is, can you tell, and I know this is going to be a tough one, which box suffered some tomfoolery at the hands of UPS on its way to this destination? I'll give you a couple seconds. Do you know the answer? I bet you do, and it's not that one. Yes, these both of these boxes originated in California at Z1 Incorporated Parts, Z1 Parts Incorporated, okay? And this is the proper packaging and proper, I don't know, taping, whatever you want to call it, as far as preparation for shipping of that exhaust system. This is how they do it, and let me go into the details on all that here in a second. But I just wanted to state up front that this is not, and I repeat, not a Z1 Parts issue. This is a UPS issue. UPS, United Parcel Services, all right? So what happened was my customer ordered an original reproduction 4x4 for the KZ900. And Z1 Parts diligently sent it out in a very quick time. And then I got shipping updates, shipping updates, whatever, from my customer via email. He said, yeah, it's on your way, it's on the way, it'll be here, blah, blah, blah. Got here on a Friday, I think. All right, so this is how it came. When the guy offloaded it off the big brown truck, which was not my regular UPS driver, by the way. He's excellent, 37-year veteran of UPS, and I don't think he would have allowed this to go through, to be honest with you. This is how it came, with this barely taped, this flipped right down, and here's the exhaust system with absolutely no packing in between them except the plastic wrap around the pipes, and down in the muffler side, where the muffler end rather, difficult to see, there's some bubble wrap. But again, this is exactly how I got them. And I said, what in the hell? Now, I honestly should have just refused the shipment. I don't know what I was really thinking at that point. I knew I needed the pipes, and I was like, I want to get this job done. I honestly thought at that point that that's the way Z1 had shipped them. I've never received or bought an exhaust system from any vendor, a complete system like this, delivered by any carrier, common carrier or otherwise. So I know it's not an excuse, but I really didn't know how they were typically packaged. I glanced at them. It was a busy day. I was tired. I wanted to get this done, so I made a split decision, really quick decision to accept them. I regret that decision, and again, I realize I should have simply declined the package. But you know, I'm like, why would they do that? You know, and whatever. So I took a look at them in the presence of that particular UPS driver. We pulled each one of the pipes out and examined them, and they looked okay. They didn't look damaged, but you can't really tell past the, you know, through the plastic. So at that point, I unfortunately accepted the shipment. Okay, so that leads us to the next, you know, part of this saga. So anyway, I looked at these things and went, something is not right. They don't even fit into this box correctly. I mean, I'm like, gee whiz, what the hell? They don't even fit. The box almost seems too small. And you can see that the box top technically ends here. This is where the lid would be, where it folds over and it gets taped up. And they just extended it out. And this is part of the original box. You can kind of see that too, because here's the material they use. And it's the same as this on the top of the box. So they ripped this off, which has got the address label on it, and then just taped it up. And it's clear that this happened in possession, while UPS was in possession of the package. So you'd have to ask yourself, what happened? Well, we'll get into that in a second. So I immediately, well, next day, I guess, I took some photos and I emailed Z1 Parts and I said, hey, what's going on with this horrible packaging? That was on a Saturday, and they don't, apparently not open on the weekends. That's fine. And so Monday, they got back with me immediately via email and like, what the hell? What the hell? So this ultimately led to later on that day, I think it was that Monday, maybe it was Tuesday, I don't remember, a phone call and then a FaceTime with the shipping manager and the owner, I guess, of Z1 Parts in California, where I showed them real time and through FaceTime what was going on and the fact that there's absolutely nothing in the box. And they're like, wait a minute, there's no styrofoam or anything in there? I said, there is nothing inside this box except the 4 pipes banging around, no packing whatsoever, not even one little peanut, nothing. So they said, oh my God. Well, I said more than that, but I don't want to, I don't want to proliferate this video with too much profanity. So I don't know what happened, but you need to send us out some new pipes. They said, no problem. We're already in that process. And while I was on that FaceTime, they showed me this box being packed. The only thing we can surmise is, and this is my hypothesis only, this is not representative of Z1 Parts, its employees, anybody affiliated with them, you know, their cats and dogs, nothing like that. This is my opinion only. I believe that somebody at UPS was attempting to steal these, or steal the contents of the box, and haphazardly ripped open the box, which would have looked like this. Seeing that there wasn't something they could use, they threw them back together, and maybe some other employee caught it, or they lied and said, oh, the box got damaged. And somebody threw these together in a manner to try to hide something. Otherwise, they would have probably reached out to the shipper and said, oops, the box got damaged. You know, work it out with them, like have a Z1 Parts send them another box with the proper styrofoam that everything is laid in. And that didn't occur. Z1 Parts said UPS has not reached out to them, and they have filed a case and a complaint with UPS, and I am going to do the same too. I'm going to write a letter to the CEO of UPS with all the photos and attachments and things like that, and complain myself, but I haven't had a chance to do it yet. That's my theory. That's the only reasonable explanation, because these things are packed up in about a mile of styrofoam, and there's no way that you could destroy the packaging of these boxes without intentionally doing so. It'd be very difficult to do that. I mean, if you ran it over with a D8 Caterpillar maybe, I mean, it would probably crush it pretty good. But otherwise, I don't think you could pile enough boxes on this thing to do any damage to it. I mean, I bet you I could stand on this thing, and I weigh 865 kilograms. Okay, not quite that much. See? See how strong this box is? All right, you caught me. But you know, you get my drift. This is very well packaged. And again, I trust them. I do business with Z1 Parts a lot. And again, speaking to them FaceTime, you know, I saw what they were doing as far as packaging. This is a very sturdy package. And I blame UPS 100% for this. And they should never have let this come through. Z1 Parts really did an outstanding job on this. Their customer service on this was 100,000% positive. I got nothing but good things to say about Z1 Parts. This is not their problem. This is UPS's problem, no question. And so again, I don't want you to think that Z1 Parts is a bad place to deal with. I buy stuff from them all the time, and I absolutely highly recommend them. Wow, that's a cool effect. All right, folks, that's the end of this breakout video where I want to just highlight the shipping sagas and my theories on what I believe happened to those pipes, and also to state how pleased I am with Z1 Parts Incorporated and how they stepped up to the plate and just really did 100% exceptional customer service. I also wanted to say that I'm not intentionally trying to bash UPS in this video. That couldn't be further from the truth. This is an isolated case. I know that, I believe it. I have great respect for the UPS employees. They work very, very hard in somewhat harsh conditions with no AC in their trucks, things like that. So, you know, especially in this hot environment like Florida, Arizona, and so forth, it's a tough job, and again, I have great respect for them. But this particular case, I believe, needed to be kind of brought out and talked about. And so with that, if there's any contrary information, like in other words, a UPS employee says, you know, I know what happened and or what likely happened, and here's the most likely scenario, and it proves to, you know, that I'm wrong, I'll be glad to issue an apology, and I'll take this video down ASAP. I don't believe that's going to happen, and I think that my theory is probably accurate. So in closing, I apologize in advance, though, if I've offended any people who work for UPS or have family members that work for UPS. Not in my intention to offend anybody, but I call it like I see it, and this is how I saw it. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.